Once again, let me apologize for any background noise. It can be loud back here. Here, I just wanted to speak a little bit about this shirt that my mother gave me. This was before the fire. My mother had sent me a care package. That's what she calls them. Macadamia nuts, T-shirts, Japanese candy, and in this box was uh, a shirt that had some Japanese writing on it and some English on it. And basically, what it said was Urusai Troublemaker. Urusai Troublemaker. Urusai means, like, I think it means stop. Troublemaker. Uh, I know it's hard to tell from everything that I've displayed and from things that maybe you all have seen, but I am actually not a troublemaker. I'm actually not a troublemaker at all. As a matter of fact, yeah, not at all. It may seem like it now, but you have to understand that that's me operating within this realm, atmosphere, whatever you want to call it, this creation that's being presented around me, I guess you'd say. But it's not in my nature. Leave people alone. You know, don't fuck with people. The interesting thing is, this is the one thing, the one of the only things, for some reason, that she is. She seems to have a problem with. Everything else she's done, she seems to, you know, I don't know what you're talking about. You're just imagining things, blah blah blah. But when it comes to this shirt, she makes it very, very clear that I need to forget about the shirt. I'm like, forget about the shirt? I mean, why would I forget about the shirt? Let me get back to when I opened the box. I opened the box and it felt like somebody had kicked me square in my testicles. Stomach hurt. I almost couldn't even walk. I couldn't believe it. I call. I believe I called my mom's phone and my sister answered. And I'm like, what the heck's going on with this package? What's up with this shirt? And my sister just laughing. Yeah, I told mom she shouldn't get that for you. I'm all like, yeah, why the fuck did she get it for me? What is she talking about? What kind of troublemaker am I? And you gotta understand this. This is a woman who used me to get a divorce. This is a woman who has been manipulating everybody in the family forever, calling me a troublemaker. Now there are some things around that time that everyone was supposedly on board with, and what it was I was taking that Paxil and starting to come to a more clearer understanding that uh, it's very clear now, but it wasn't as clear back then. This was probably in 2014, maybe early 2015. That I've been bullied by my family. Uh, I've been bullied by them. So when I was on the Paxil, I wanted to get as much value out of taking an antidepressant, anti-anxiety as possible. I didn't want to be taking it anyway. As it turns out, it never helped, and for me, Paxil did not help at all, and could have possibly actually made things worse. And I got to give a little bit of credit here. That was the one thing that Carmen Sue told me that I wish I would have listened to. But I had just started taking the Paxil when me and her started dating. But she told me to get off of it, and I didn't know what her intentions were at the time. And even now, it's like she's pretty far out there too. But considering my call, I just like devastated. I'm like, what is this? Like, why don't you tell me the specific incident that you can relate to with me being a troublemaker? Oh, and the reason why we took that turn a minute ago about the Paxil is I had told Gina, people that were close to me, that while I'm taking this Paxil, that it has, from my understanding, it has the ability that for if you work on it to be able to reset schemas, ways of thinking, kind of triggering patterns, all those kinds of things. And so I told Gina, I told my dad, my mom, I told everybody, especially my mom and everybody else. I said, hey, I really want to get as much value out of taking these drugs as possible. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work really hard to try to add some healthy, not unhealthy, aggression, if you'd like to call it that, but basically, the ability to stand up for yourself. And the amazing thing is that I didn't know that they had this campaign going against me, and that not one time did anybody ever tell me I need to cool it or anything like that. That was the directions. Look, I'm going to push really hard, whether it's you guys or whether it's other people. If I'm doing something and it's outside, completely outside of the lines, if it's really bad, stop me then. If not, afterwards, let's talk about it so that I can figure out, scale that back and work on that. None of this stuff got completed, by the way. It wasn't going to get completed because instead of helping me while I'm taking these drugs, my parents, everybody used it as an opportunity to actually aggravate me more during times where things might have been tough or stressful, and apparently documenting me during those periods of time as, I guess, some sort of evidence. But I don't think anybody gets it that after getting clean and after there's a lot of experimentation that you're going on with your life, that goes on with your life. Yeah, a lot of experimentation, different kind of things, different kinds of ideas. Uh, Being clean and sober at the time, felt if I felt safe. I thought, especially because I thought I had, uh, a supportive family and a supportive group of friends. But as it turns out, they all used to, instead of ever saying, "Hey, you need to cool it there" or something like that. So if that's the reason why she gave me the troublemaker T-shirt, I don't really know. What I think is there must be a link with that T-shirt with one of these groups or one of these people. There's a connection there because my mother told me to forget about that shirt, throw it away, act like I never gave it to you. All these really weird things to say. And like, really, all I wanted her to do is to tell me, please tell me exactly which specific or what specific situations, if there's more than one, uh, where um, I'm just, when I hear troublemaker, like that's somebody who stirs shit up, somebody starting shit. I don't do that. I may come in and try to finish some shit, but I ain't no starting no trouble kind of a person. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting, very curious, raised a lot of curiosity in me, and I want to make sure that this is documented. This is long before the fire, so that's also another indication of the kind of the elaborate things these people were doing. My parents, my sister, and other folks to paint me, color me as some sort of a, I don't know. Turns out monster, right? I mean, that's what they were trying to do. That's what they're doing, but I'm not a monster either. No doubt, I've got a bad temper. There's no doubt I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. I got emotions, and I am not afraid to show them. I won't be changing that. There's no reason to. But it's just another indicator of the fact that these guys were up to something for a very long time since my graduation. So that's another interesting point is exactly when is it that it went from this just family and extended family into my friends, and then when did it go? Seemingly, it seems to have crossed over into uh, the purview of law enforcement or something like that. I cannot know for sure, but it certainly seems that way. I'm going to leave it at that. This was about the Troublemaker shirt that my mother gave me, Tamae and Desper, gave me back in either late 2014 or early 2015. It absolutely broke my heart. Still confuses me to the day, to this day. But at the same time, considering how it is I need to present what these people have been doing, I thought I would bring it up now and put it down in a recording so that I can recall more details as things go. And but she wants everyone to forget about that shirt for some reason. Also, a reminder that I think it was the same box, or it might have been when she came. The gray shirt with the white Japanese lettering, something about "Follow me, I'm a leader," whatever. That's an interesting shirt too. I had most of these shirts in my possession, keeping them as evidence. I did take pictures. They are on one of my phones or one of my Gmail accounts or whatever. But I may still have one of them, but I'm pretty sure they're all gone at this point. But I have pictures, and yeah, because I think the gray and white shirt is a perfect example of if people were actually tracking me, because she knew I was proud to wear that shirt because she gave it to me. My mother gave it to me, and I want to make my mom proud. Okay, this is the same woman who, I mean, what she did in my graduation photo is just unbelievable. I laugh because, I mean, she made it look like I have Down syndrome. It's not funny. It shows exactly how deeply sick my mother is, and I guess how she thinks this is all a joke. I still have a sense of humor about these things, regardless of me being the target. I still know a good funny thing when that is a funny one. That is a good one. But considering that she's my mother, considering that it was one of my greater achievements, and her wanting to put a black eye, if you'd like to call it that, on these graduation photos shows exactly how upset she was that I was getting an education and moving on and growing. Apparently, I don't know what she was thinking, but without her, but it's never been about that. Uh, it's always been, and this is hard for me to believe actually, but it's always been, how was I going to be of value to her? Is what it is, and these are all hallmarks of a sociopath. And for whatever reason it is that everybody who just fell in line after whatever it was she was telling them didn't stop and go, "This is a little bit strange." That, but at the same time, they knew everybody knew that I respected and loved my mom, so they must have just taken her word as bond. Like I said, like I say, that's just everyone should have came and spoke to me before they ran off with these crazy ideas. I'm gonna end here for now. That has to do with the Troublemaker shirt. Thank you for your time.